Hello, welcome back. Here we're going to continue with if you see the previous clips, you would see that how we build these with the advanced Frederick method. We built all the sides and the centers with the block building method. Now from here, it is again slightly going to deviate, but prior to be deviating again, we will stick on to the Frederick method. If you see this is a 9 o'clock pattern, and from here you need to make sure that you get the yellow cross. And keep in mind that in the normal Frederick method, we do the yellow cross. Then we orient the corners, orient the edges to make sure that they are in the right place. Then you go to the corners and bring the yellows on the top, which is permuting them. And then we orient them to bring the, the yellows, the edges to be, not edges, sorry, the corners to be on the right thing. So that is how we do it. But the advanced Frederick method does it in a different way. I'm going to tell you how. So first let's do the same Frederick method step to get the yellow cross. As you would have seen in my previous clips, it's a straightforward method. If you have a 9 o'clock, you do one F, U, R, and then you do the U prime, R prime, F prime. So that is what the process is. If it is a straight, you do just the reverse, F, R, U, and then you will say R prime, U prime, and F prime. So since it is a 9 o'clock, we will do a F, U, R. So you'll see that you'll see F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, and you will see invariably you will get the yellow cross. The normal Frederick method will try to align this yellow, the orange here, and so on and so forth. But advanced Frederick method doesn't do this. Rather, it goes to the next step of bringing the corners and then fixing the corners first, and then looking at the edges later. So how it does it is what you're going to see now. So if you see this is there is no any pattern, there is nothing that is aligned for the three continuously in the same color, anything of that sort. So you can take, generally, as I said, I used to keep the orange as my front, so I'll keep it like this, and you will do this formula to get the corners first. The corners, you need to get the yellows on the top. Even though the colors and the orientation may not be the right, you need to get the yellows on the top. So for that we do this next step. You do a U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. So this is the step. If you do this again, if you see, you have the corner on the top with yellow. So again do the same thing. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. So if you see this, it has now come to 1. This is an indication that next, if you do the same thing again, next time you will get the corners with all the 4 yellows, and you will see how. But before that, you should make sure that this is matching. The corner, it could sometimes land like this. If you continue from here, you won't have the next step correctly. So what you do is you move this to the place where your blue is matching with blue and orange is orange. If it is red and green, then you should make sure the red and green is matching. So keep it this in the buffer position, which is the right bottom. Now you do the same thing. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. So it again, if you see this has now fixed it in this next position. You should be getting U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, yeah. So if you see this, now you have got all the colors, all the yellow on the top. You have the cross, but none of them are matching. That's an interesting part, that none of them are matching. But you see this, these colors are, this is called as headlight. So if you see the headlight, you will see these two are matching. So when you get a headlight, move this to the color of the headlight like this. Okay, and now you need to go to the next step of bringing all the 4 corners in the right orientation, so that the 4 corners are solved. So that will be your next step, where you get the headlights to the back, and then you will have to do the next formula, which I'm going to explain to you now. So keep in mind, advanced Frederick method leaves the centers as it is. It doesn't bother about the edges. It rather focuses on the corners. Okay, with that I'm taking a small break, and then I'll be back for the next clip to make you aware of how to get the corners connected. Thank you.